Welcome back to the Life of Times podcast. I thought those were excellent claps.
Yeah, they were pretty sharp.
Yeah, you can't hear that, but when we start the show, we need a little jolt, a little frequency to show up on the. I did some solid claps right there. It should be easy. Welcome back to the Life of Times podcast. I'm your host Lloyd Phillips.
I'm Leighton Rowan.
You've been doing all right?
Oh yeah, I've been doing so good.
Yeah, I've been doing so good. I've been coughing for like 4 days, and I had enough of it. Actually, it was probably last week too.
Yeah,
but it finally is getting better. I sound like who has a deep voice? That one, baby, lock them doors and turn them lights down.
Josh Turner.
Yeah. I sound like that guy right now. Yeah, maybe not as cool as he is. I don't even know if he's cool. I don't listen to country, so I don't really. He's probably nerdy for all of it. Here, let's go. So anyway, today I was at some soccer games this weekend. This is Monday, everybody, but I was at some soccer games this weekend, and so I have some friends there, and to be honest, they're podcast listeners. So I don't want to go too in depth with their names just for the sake of the story, in case there's other people. I'm gonna try to protect them, but they're awesome, but they're real intense.
Yeah,
at soccer games, and I'm not. And he got mad at me today. My friend got mad at me, which I've told you before. I don't really yell anything at all at the games. I say things. I've said it before, but just to if in case there's anybody new, I say stuff like, "Come on, Bella, don't blow up for the family," like that kind of stuff, which you've heard me say. But today, he didn't ever acknowledge me, so I don't know if he knew what I was doing at first. But I told my wife, I'm like, watch, every time he says something, I'm going to repeat it. But they're real intense. So he's always like saying something, but he understands the game. I don't know if he played it. I think he coached maybe when they're little, smaller, like his daughter. So he knows the game. From refereeing, I think he played.
Yeah.
I think, because you wouldn't referee if you didn't play.
Probably not.
Yeah, anyway, I don't know the story. I'm sure he'll tell me later if he talks to me after this. And so like he was so every time he would say something, I would say it. Like soccer terms, like mark up. That's like man to man.
Yeah.
But mark up. Never heard of that ever in my life.
Never heard of that.
In any other sport. Like get on your guy or get on your girl. That it's mark up. So like stuff like that. He'd go, mark up, and I go, mark up, and whatever he said. So I don't know if he knew that that's what I was doing, but other people did. So I was doing that out of humor. I was just like trying to get him to respond to me, and he never did. Well, remember, this is fourth grade soccer. Here's my example. Don't punch me in the face next week, but here's the thing. Do you remember the fifth game of last year and what the score was?
Nope.
I'm just saying, like in general, you relate that to basketball. Your kid plays basketball. Do you remember that?
Nope.
No, nobody remembers that. Do you remember the score to any single game? Even the ones that were like nail biter, buzzer beaters, cross your fingers, I don't remember the score to any of them. The point is, it's fourth grade soccer. So they threw this ball in. I guess it was, I think it was obviously a bad call, like a terrible one. But I wasn't watching the ball really, and we were down anyway. Like, we weren't going to win. So, but he got mad. But because he's in the game, it's fine. Like that, I'm not mouthing him. He's actually one of the most easygoing parents I've ever seen ever, truly. And I'm not now just trying to have his back in case he gets mad. He's the nicest guy ever, and he's like real even keel all the time.
Yeah.
But during soccer, so yesterday. Now let me backtrack before I get to this part. So yesterday, or Saturday, he was there was a little kid ref. Like the ref was literally probably 2 years older than the kids playing the game.
Yeah.
Like probably. And if not, this kid's got Gary Coleman disease.
Yeah.
And so, I think the kid got his daughter's number after the game. Maybe at halftime. Maybe not after the game.
Well, if he wasn't mad about anything, it's probably going to be that.
Yeah, but he's like, come on, ref. And he's like yelling at him. But I'm not even saying anything. His wife's like, stop it. He's just a kid. That's his wife, right? So she's getting on him. And I'm over in the background saying, yeah, quit saying that. He's just a kid. All right, that's what I'm doing. But yesterday, he wasn't mad at me, but he didn't acknowledge me when I was saying that. So he probably didn't like it. So today, remember, probably a bad call, to be honest. And he says, come on, ref. He's like, you got to do better, whatever he said. Like, did you see that? Whatever it is he said, the ref said, he's like, yeah, I have a line, judge. Thank you, or whatever, right? It was something to that effect. So I said, but the ref could hear me. And I said, yeah. I don't want to say his name, but I said, yeah, he's got a line judge. The ref can hear him. Thank you. That's what I said. And I could tell because he didn't smile and he didn't look at me and he didn't say anything. So I said it again. I was like, yeah, he's got a side judge. And then I can like feel the air. I can like feel the tension. And so I'm like, I think he's really mad at me. Yeah. And I said something to him like after that, and it took him 30 seconds to respond. And he just gave me like a 2-word answer. I'm like, oh yeah, he's mad. And so after the game was over, I was like, hey man, I was making sure we're cool. Like you're not like, did you get mad at me? He's like, yes. I'm like, sorry. I don't know. Well, he laughs at everything I ever say, so I just thought he was, I thought he was going to laugh, and he didn't. It's not my fault. Quit yelling at little kid refs. I mean, the guy that made the call is 85, and like, you get mad at me about it later. I still love you, but the thing is, like, nobody's going to remember that game in 4 more games. Say, hey, 4 games ago, what was the score?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Like, he might know. Maybe he's...
No.
That's how he's...
Absolutely not. There's no way he's going to remember. So, yeah, that took place today.
That's awesome. Well, not for him, but...
He literally is like the nicest guy ever.
And
like,
you're just bullying him.
Well, I hope that's not what he thinks. I mean, I was just saying stuff. I was just like repeating him to be funny, but he never acknowledged me. I guess, I don't know, maybe I got to move 3 seats down next time. He's very intense.
Yeah.
Yeah, during these matchups. Or maybe he's cool if I just start repeating what he does or whatever. Because he'll think, yeah, Lloyd thinks that
Lloyd's
too.
in it. Yeah.
Yeah, Lloyd loves it too. Yeah. Anyway, it's a fine game. It was, but the wind blew like crazy. Anyway, nobody wants to hear about that soccer game. Tulsa, because I live outside of Tulsa, Oklahoma. Well, we live outside of Tulsa, Oklahoma. I don't live with Leighton, in case. I just said we. Some people are like, I guess he lives with Leighton. we don't live together.
No.
But last night I went to Tulsa Oilers. Tulsa Oilers hockey.
Yep.
There is a Tulsa Oilers hockey team. And I'm sure at some point I've talked about it. I know that I have. Mm-hmm. But there is now a Tulsa Oilers football team. Same name. To be honest, I think it's the same owners. I'm pretty sure it's the same cheerleaders. I'm pretty sure they just found a way to make money during the hockey offseason.
Yeah.
But the problem is, here's the only way you're going to make money during the football season. Last night was the first home game of this new indoor football league, Tulsa Oilers. It wasn't sold out, but it was packed. Like, there were some gaps in seats, but it was packed. There was a lot of people there. This isn't going to be completely accurate, but what you can't do is lose your first game away, and your first home game, you get beat by like 30 or 40 points. I'm gonna bet the next game, you could probably pick your seats wherever you want, because and maybe game number 2, maybe there'll be some people there, but if they drop the next game by 20, 30, or 40, people aren't showing.
Yeah, no, nobody's gonna watch that.
So today, for those of you who can't see it, I'm wearing a Tulsa Oilers football shirt. I'm just doing that because I think if they don't fix things, it's going to be a relic in 2 years. And they're like, "Oh, where'd you get that?" Like, "Oh, you can't get them anymore."
You can't get them anymore. The teams, we don't even have a team still.
Yeah, you can't get them. But I was wrong. See, now some people. I mean, look, I'm not playing there, right? So I'm not good enough to play for the when I'm old or whatever, too. But so it's not like I'm acting like they were terrible. That's not what I thought. But I did say before the game started, I'm like, indoor football, because it's not like arena. Arena back in the day was on TV and all that. So it's like indoor football. I just thought, oh, well, this guy probably played high school in Shoto, and this guy probably played in Okmulgee, and this guy probably played in Muskogee. We got a Tulsa Union guy. No, actually not. Nope. No, there's only 3 Oklahoma kids on the team. One's from Bristow, though, and he scored a couple touchdowns. He's pretty good. Anyway, but that was even though they're terrible, it was like a super cool experience. Yeah, it was. And so the Verdigris kids would go down. Now listen, this is how easy this is to do. I think Verdigris people thought it was going to be some kind of Verdigris night.
Yeah.
Maybe they cut a little deal, and there was a deal. It's like a fundraising thing. I don't get into that. But the Verdigers kids were going to be downstairs, and they were going to get to. They thought like form a line, like high five the players as they're running out. Technically, that happened, but I think people thought they were kind of going to line the field when they ran out and high five. No, it was down in the tunnel when the players walked by, and they're
inside the tunnel.
Yeah, but my daughter, she's a cheerleader. Some football players can go down there, cheerleaders, but they're supposed to wear their uniforms. But of course, high school cheerleaders are not. But they were down there, so I knew my friend was down there. The football coach. So it's like, I'll just. And I had this Vertiger shirt on, this Vertiger's pullover, and people thought that I was a coach, and I know that because I had that pullover on. And a couple people asked me, they're like, "Oh, are you one of the coaches?" And I never said I was one of the coaches because I wasn't going to lie because I didn't know what trouble I was going to get into for making it up. I just said this because they were already down there, and I didn't know how to get down there because there's like security or whatever. So I just said, "Hey, I'm just trying to find our kids. They're down there somewhere to meet the team or whatever." And they're like, well, I don't know. The first guy didn't know, and then he gets with the second guy. I was like, yeah, I'm just trying to find our kids. Our kids. I just kept saying our kids. And they're like, oh, yeah, right this way. And they walked me down in the tunnel. So I was back there. So the cheerleaders were there and the mascot, and then some of the players came out, which was cool for the kids. And I think the kids were all fired up. But then they get in the tunnel, and we're all just standing there like a bunch of idiots. So the show from the very first game, for the intro and the explosions and the fireworks and all that, we were stuck down in the tunnel, and none of the kids even got to see it.
Oh, that sucks.
That was terrible. And then we think dude, are we going to run out behind them or what? However they have it set up. And nope, they run out on the field, and the lady was back there. She's like, "Okay, you guys go to the stairs."
Yeah,
that was it. It sucked. They didn't even get on the field. And I thought I was going to have some special something cool. And it was terrible because I didn't see any of that.
Man, at least you got down there. But it might have been better for you to stay up and watch the.
Yeah, but I don't know how you get down there if our kids weren't down there.
Yeah.
Because what would I say? I need to get down there where our motorcycles are. Because motorcycles is what drove out onto the field.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which honestly, to think about, it's kind of dumb. Because what if one of those motorcycles had a mechanical failure out there? Or like a leak all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Like it blew a gasket, there's oil all over the thing. That's stupid.
Yeah, that's pretty stupid.
That's stupid. You know what? I don't know who's in charge. That's dumb.
That's really stupid.
Yeah. By the way, would I sponsor them?
I think that they would sponsor you.
Oh, yeah. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Do you think I would?
If you don't burn it down in the next 30 seconds.
Yeah, I'm not going to. But if you get beat by 40 again, don't be calling me. I'm not sponsored Shoto Wildcats ever. You can mark that one down too. So anyway, it was a pretty fun experience though. I thought it was cool. And the coolest thing about that thing is when they kick footballs, when they kick or throw footballs into the stands in arena, it's your souvenir.
Oh, that's cool.
Like you get to keep it. I don't think they do that in NFL games.
I think you can keep it as long as somebody doesn't ask for it. Yeah, unless somebody asks for it back for memorabilia purposes.
Oh, well, yeah.
Like if they break a record or whatever.
Yeah. Honestly, this is tough for me. If you were at a game, Aaron Judge hit a lot of home runs this year, so let's go him. If he broke the record, I'm going to say the actual record. Because a lot of people, when he hit 62 or whatever, they're like, oh, he's the home run leader because he's not on the juice. Which is a dumb statement because Barry Bonds, when he was hitting them out, I think I've said this before, because Barry Bonds was like 6'2" or 3, might have blown that somewhere in there, and weighed 225 when he was hitting them out.
Yeah.
Everybody, they're comparing his later body to his earlier one, but, so he looked muscular. Aaron Judge is 6'7", like 280.
Yeah.
So he can... I realize it's natural, but he can be an absolute giant. Like he's the home run king because the other guy, he was on the juice.
He was on the juice. He was juicing up.
But by that logic, then Aaron Judge should have hit 148 home runs.
Yeah.
Because he's 6'7", 280 or whatever. Yeah. I don't know. What was I talking about? How did I get sidetracked?
I think you were going, yeah.
So, sorry. I rambled. If he broke the record and I caught the ball, I know that you'd get an autographed bat, or the team would sign the ball, or maybe he would. He may even pay you a little. But what if you just kept that ball?
Well,
immediately had it.
Like in a case.
Yeah, I was gonna say
graded.
No, what's the word? Authenticated. Yeah, immediately, and you held that ball. If you gave it back to him, and I realize out of courtesy, some people are like, you should do that, and sometimes I actually, first of all, I didn't catch the ball, right? Yeah. But immediately I'm like, well, yeah, probably so. It's a major league record. They're going to send it to Cooperstown or whatever. I think those things sometimes. But what if you held it? It's still going to go to Cooperstown, and somebody's going to pay you.
Yeah, the dude that
$1 million.
The dude that got his ball said he was like, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing with it yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he wasn't.
Well, then, okay. Well, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. I think I would I do that? Would I keep it?
I'd just give it back to him. As much as like I would want it, I'd just give it back to him.
I mean,
I didn't do anything but catch the ball. He's had a whole season of hitting home runs and trying to break his record. Not the record, but his record. And he finally accomplished it. Give him the ball.
Yeah, but I'd have said like maybe you should have pulled it. You hit it to me for a reason. Last night, just so you said, I'd say God wanted me to have this ball because you hit it to me. And I'll tell you, because I was sitting in those seats last night, and you've all heard the T-shirt thing. Like, I don't stand up for them because none of them fit me anyway. But they started dropping, I don't know, coupons. Do you say coupons, or coupons? Coupons.
Yeah.
I probably
say coupons.
Well, nobody said. Well, I don't, but I think there's three ways that people say
yes.
them. What I probably just say coupons is what I say.
Yeah.
Which I think that's how I'm not acting like you're wrong, but I don't think there's a Q in it, so that's what I say. But anyway, so they dropped from the ceiling, and I just held my hand. You can see it on the video, but you can't see it obviously. Audio. I just hold my fingers. I hold my hand up, just right by my shoulder, just right by my face. And I hold my hand open like this. And if one falls into my hand, God wants me to have it. So that's I'm not standing up. Last night, there is one, and I said that even they were dropping on the other side of the arena. They weren't even dropping on our side yet, and I said that out loud. So I see some dropping, and I put my hand up. I'm like, oh, well, if it falls on my hand, God wants me to have this. That's what I said.
Yeah.
There was one. It even took a little turn. It was coming directly at my hand, like directly. And it's like 2 feet away. And I thought, this thing literally is going to fall in my hand. And a 12-year-old kid ran up and snatched it out of the air.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep, that happened.
God wanted him to have that T-shirt.
Yeah, I should have kicked him in the back. What a T-shirt. It was a coupon. That's what it was. And I think it was for one free skate at Tulsa Oilers Hockey Land.
Oh, yeah, you could have used that.
Yeah, but I wouldn't. The older I get, I'm not roller skating. I'm not ice skating. That's like concrete or solid ice. It hurts.
Yeah.
At some point, it just like hurt. Back will go out on it.
Yeah.
I don't want to fall on that anymore.
No, that's not worth it.
No, it's pretty good time though. I don't know. I quit eating grains and wheats and all of it because I thought about that. Actually, I probably shouldn't have led with that because what I was about to say, my next statement. I don't actually. I think I'm allergic to it because it always makes me, my nose run and all that stuff. But when I was a kid in elementary school and in preschool, always as a child, I never heard of this till I was old. Every time preschool, first grade, elementary school, probably middle school, they would have peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Yeah.
Church events, always peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. When did kids start getting allergic to peanut butter?
Oh my gosh. I've had this talk so many times. I don't know.
How would kids eat when I was a kid?
Same here too.
What would they do at school if they couldn't have those 5-gallon cans of peanut butter?
Do you know what they do now?
I don't know, man.
They do SunButter and jelly sandwiches.
I don't even know what that is, and that sounds weird.
My daughter said it is disgusting.
because it's called SunButter.
SunButter and jelly sandwiches.
Yeah, SunButter. That's something my cousin would come up with.
Yeah, like if
You guys want some SunButter?
like if she needs to bring snacks or something,
Get on Backpage.com and you can give me. I'll say some SunButter. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I'm not eating that.
no.
But everybody ate peanut butter.
Yeah.
Nobody eats peanut. And now, like they act like you can't even open the jar of peanut butter.
No.
Peanut butter. They're like, oh no, somebody might catch a whiff of it 25 feet and stroke out.
Yep.
Nobody stroked out.
No.
Now I said this the other day to somebody. I was like, this is what I was like. Nobody was allergic to peanut butter when I was a kid. Nobody. And somebody said, yeah, but people would randomly die and nobody knew why.
Was that a thing?
Well, nobody randomly died in my cafeteria in my life.
I don't ever remember a kid dying because they had peanut butter.
Never did it happen.
I'm allergic to peanut butter.
What?
But it was not until like later on. I think I was like 15 or 16.
Hold up. We're talking about this right now.
Yes.
You're allergic to peanut
Yes.
butter? So you're the kid that can't huff a peanut dust? From
No. So
he's like, if I'm at the football stadium and somebody opens a can of peanuts on the other side, I got to go the other way.
I start stabbing myself with the EpiPen.
Yeah. Or I'll epi myself out.
No, it wasn't until
I got to carry 4 EpiPens in case somebody opens a can of peanuts a half mile away.
It wasn't until I was like 15 or 16. I would just like get these rashes on my hand, and I had no clue why. And I love peanut butter, and I went to the doctor, and that's what he said.
He said, "Have you been using peanut butter for moisturizer?" And
no,
you were like, "Yes."
Yeah, no, he couldn't figure it out, and he was like, "Well, what have you been eating?"
Yeah, my wife loves a good peanut butter and SunButter concoction.
Oh, really? With some Nutella?
No, I was being your wife, not mine.
Oh,
yeah, it's
that's why I threw the Nutella
I
in
moisturize with it.
Yeah,
I've been doing. What is SunButter?
I have no clue. I still eat peanut butter. I ain't eat no daggum SunButter. I'd rather go out with a bang with peanut butter than eat SunButter.
Did you make that up? SunButter?
No.
SunButter.
Yeah. SunButter and jelly sandwiches.
I don't know. I mean, when I was in elementary school, once again, I'm sorry if I talk. Look, it's my life, right? And your life too. But I don't know if I repeat myself. I could have said this 40 times before.
Yeah.
When I was in elementary school, they actually cooked the meals.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I started, I was in elementary school in 1984. That's when I started in elementary school. Did I make that up? It was 84. And so 85 would have been I'm out of kindergarten year. Did I make that up? 86. 85. I think I started in 85. So I got in elementary school. So in 1985, the cafeteria staff would make the food. And they would make these rolls from scratch. I could eat 50 of those rolls. They were the greatest rolls ever. And they make them just right. The top was like kind of hard and the middle was like real soft. And see how I'm describing food? Don't sound like a pervert like I told you when people do that?
You were headed that way though.
No, I wasn't. I wasn't. No, because
you're like, oh, it was so soft and gooey. Oh my gosh, I could have ate 50.
The way it flakes off and it's so delectable.
Yeah, that's where you were headed.
No, and whatever. Yeah. And then who's that guy that commented? That guy, like your mom's a what did he say?
This is so cringe.
Yeah, your mom's cringe if you hear this again. Anyway, so it was great though. I could eat like 10 of them.
Yeah,
I would trade kids. This is like the early trade. I was like, hey, you want my? I don't think they wanted green beans, but like, hey, do you want my pizza slice? Give me your rolls. Yeah. Because I'll tell you this,
just loading up on those things.
This is. I can tell you right now. There's so many people were elementary and middle school. Yes, they legitimately did make the food there. Mm-hmm. It was awesome. But the pizza stuff, and they might have made this too, it was gross. I hated the pizza in elementary and middle school. I hated it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but listen, now here's where we're different. I'm going to tell the world here. He's going to take up for himself for a second. I went to this small town public school. You went to Lincoln Christian. Like they probably had special pizza chefs from New York fly in and make your Dominoes or whatever.
Okay, well, let me tell you first of all.
This pizza was gross, what I'm talking about.
For the first 4 years of my schooling, it was public school. And then when we went into Lincoln, a little bit later, I had a couple years where it was just normal cafeteria food. Then we started getting, Chick-fil-A and McDonald's and Papa John's pizza. And yeah, it was awesome. I wasn't eating poor people food. I was eating Lincoln food.
Oh, I know. But the pizza that we were eating was gross. But there's some people like, I love that pizza. There were kids that would like try to hoard other people's pizza. It was nasty. It was like after we got out of there, and I'm not mouthing the cafeteria ladies at all. They took what they were given.
Yeah.
I'm just saying they weren't like the elementary school that were making these things from scratch, which were awesome. It was like fake meat, I feel like, and the cheese. You know how you can buy there's different kinds of cheese. Real cheese might melt.
Yeah.
Now, hold up. If I'm saying that, some people are like, "Oh, you're a skank," because I'm not sure that cheese from France melts or whatever. The kind they cure forever, and it's not even supposed to be refrigerated.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, whatever. It's official. But the cheese I grew up with, the good cheese, it melts.
Yes.
These nasty pizzas were the ones that you just heated up, and it still looked like the cheese.
Solid sheet of cheese.
Yeah, shreds.
They're shreds, yes.
Yeah, but solid shreds, it wouldn't melt. Yeah, it's gross, and I don't know. It was disgusting.
I'm trying to think of the pizza place. Hungry Howie's Pizza. That's what Lincoln got. It was awesome. They had flavored crust and everything.
Yeah. At Lincoln Christian, they have 12 different kinds of pizza places there. You can take your choice of whatever you want.
No, they catered it in. We didn't have it at the facility.
I just think the world that. Well,
you want to dive into it, Lloyd?
No, private schools getting your own class. Vertigers would have 4 state championships right now in 6 years. Stupid. So now, here's the thing. I am saying that. I'm making that statement. But I also am under the assumption. Now, some people may yell at me for this one, but I'm under the assumption you're the same age. Now they may have access to other kids, like they can move in. There's not these transfer laws and all that. So that probably actually that is a fact. That is a fact. But still in my head though, if you're really, really, really like the best, those kids are the same age as you.
Yeah.
Now, no doubts, there are people on this field in this little town we live in that are some of the best in the state. That's a fact. I don't care what the class is. That is a fact. But if you got 5 of the best players in the state, I'm not saying the other one's not, somebody's going to misread this on this, but I'm saying if you're a Broken Arrow and there's 2,000 kids in school and only 30 are going to touch the field, 30 out of 2,000, well, half it, males, right? 30 out of 1,000, you probably got pretty good kids.
Yeah.
Right? This is a tiny school here. So you just have kids that play. Like the classes aren't even that big. Mm-hmm. So when you put 30 out there, it's not going to be the same 30. Once again, you may have some kids on the field that are just as good as those kids at the big school, but you're not going to have the entire team's worth of, because you don't have 1,000 kids to choose from. Well, the private schools, this is what I think. They got access to a whole city. They can just pick and choose who they want. Like, hey, you want to come? And I'll give you a deal or whatever. I think that's what happened. So you think your school? Oh, they're unbelievable.
That's not how it works.
Yeah, okay. He's got 12 different kinds of pizza for lunch. Let's hear this, Leighton.
It's just not. When I went to school, the group of kids that played football,
they came and picked him up in a limo.
When we played, those are the players that worked their butt off to become a starter in high school. We didn't go out to wherever and be like, hey, you guys want to play football? You guys look like athletes. Come in my van. We'll give you a scholarship. That's not how it worked.
When you said come in my van in the way that you said it, you're like, we got candy.
Yeah. They didn't lure.
You kids want some candy?
You guys want some candy and a scholarship?
Yeah.
No, that's not how it freaking works.
Yeah, Gospel Bill's passing out candy to get kids over here.
Now, does it work that way now? I have no clue. I've been 10 years removed. I'm saying when I was in school and I was actively going to school there and playing sports there, that is not how it worked.
Okay.
Now I can tell you some.
Times have really changed since Leighton graduated 4 years ago.
It was 10. I can tell you other schools that are private that recruited from Lincoln. I can tell you those kids. Those schools' names.
When Leighton graduated 2.5 years ago, times have really changed.
But no, they didn't do that, Lloyd.
I mean, it's fine. They may not have. I'm sure they weren't recruiting me over there to be an announcer.
Oh.
No.
You don't see that in your future?
Not if they don't come pick me up in a limo.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, I wouldn't do it at all. And I think but they have food trucks out there.
Yeah, they do.
So they got to cut deals with food trucks. If they cut deals with food trucks, I'll think about it.
Yeah.
Well, we got a food truck out here, right? On the Friday nights. They got this pizza place. I don't remember what it's called, but it shows up and then the pizza place and the snow cone. So the snow cone stand, every time I see it out there, it's all lit up at the end of the end zone. And I usually say it on the PA. I'm like, looks like the midnight rodeo over there in the corner. Because they got lights lit up everywhere, and all the kids are happy because they got snow cones. They're high-fiving. Well, unless it's November. And then I think, that's the dumbest thing ever. like we should still hire the snow cone machine in November when it's freezing. Yeah, that's a fine deal. That's a fine deal. Well, you got anything? What have you been doing?
Nothing.
Me either. But I got this show I got to do in Beaumont in like 2 weeks, and I don't have a set. I don't have a set. I got a comedy show I got to do. It's not going to be funny.
Yeah, I've been telling you for about 4 weeks that you should probably try to prepare something.
This one's going to be terrible. I'm just be honest. I mean, I don't have anything at all. The only thing because I'll write stuff down during the week just to see if I think it's funny or whatever. And I don't have anything. I can't even make this a joke. Well, here's what I've written. This is the insight to how my comedy shows go. I've been doing it this way for forever. Well, I haven't done comedy shows in forever, but when I did them, this is how I would do it. So I was watching Jeopardy. I'm going to tell you the story, and this is what's funny, but I'm just saying, I don't know how to make it a joke.
Yeah.
So I was watching Jeopardy, and I was sitting at a restaurant. So the bartender turns the TV off, whatever it was on, sports. But it was at the West End in downtown Pittsburgh. So it's not like it was like this sports place. It was a restaurant. But the whole room's like, I don't know, 500 square feet. It's not a big place. So he turns it down. He just turns around and he's watching Jeopardy and he's answering every question. He's actually pretty good. Mm-hmm. So he's like bartender savant, I guess, because he answers every question. And but they got before it got to that, they did the player introductions to Ken Jennings. The guy that won 152 episodes in a row or whatever. He's the host that time, and so they do the introduction of players. Like, oh, so Dan, where are you from? And so they get to this one guy. I don't know his name. So Richard, where are you from? He's like, I don't remember. Seattle, maybe, and just Seattle or wherever. And so he's like, all right, so you got something interesting? You have a couple dogs? Like, this is interesting, like in the player introductions. And so, see this long-winded stuff? You can't do that in comedy shows. That's why I don't know how to make it funny. But I'm just saying, this is the kind of stuff that makes me laugh, but I don't know how to do it in a show. So like, I got 2 dogs, and just I just love him so much. He's like, oh, so you taught your dog something special? He's like, yes. Yes, my dog, Sunshine. What's his dog's name? He's like, I don't remember the dog's name. He's like, yeah, my dog, Sunshine. I taught him to give me hugs. And the whole crowd, you just hear, and the whole crowd went, oh. And the whole time I'm watching, all I could think was like, you're a nerd, man. In your whole life, you got on Jeopardy for the first time in your life, and they tell you something interesting about yourself. And he said, I got 2 dogs, and I taught it to give me a hug. That was your one shot on TV fame, because you got no shot with that stupid story to even win this match, and you're not going to get a second one. So I don't think. What did he? I don't know, man. Did he think he was going to have a better? He's like, if I win today, I'll get to tell about the other dog's training. You suck at Jeopardy.
Did he win?
I don't remember who won. I left. I don't know, but I mean, what time's Jeopardy come on? 5, 6? I didn't know. I left for the show.
I don't watch Jeopardy. I watch The Price is Right, and that's it.
I remember what I had. I ate gumbo and I had Caesar salad.
That's why you're looking so slim.
Oh yeah,
that Caesar salad.
That was it. I know this is a kid show. Just for everybody out there, I'm done with adult beverages.
Yeah,
retired. Yeah, so So I thought I would eat better, and that's to include breads.
Yeah.
Yeah, cutting those out too.
You have fun with that.
Yeah. Well, people are like, you look pretty good in your new Tulsa Oilers football shirt.
Yeah.
It's a relic in 2 years. All right. Well, love everybody, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. Love everybody.
Yeah, love everybody. Everybody love everybody. Get your kids checked. Make sure they don't eat peanut butter just in case. Yeah. And put Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame. And
I didn't even got to say it.
Because people don't want to hear it.
Dwayne Wade.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
All right. Well, love everybody. See you next week.